Hey guys, what's going on? It's your big dreamer and doer, G Dinero, coming to you today with a quick tour of the new community. I'm going to give you a behind the scenes look at some of what's already been going on in just the first 10 days. Keep that in mind. So for those of you that are new, I did just launch a brand new community. That was back about 10 days ago. I've launched it with a Founders Day sale for the people that help create this channel, essentially. The one-on-one clients, the TradingView and technical analysis class and course students, the understanding options class and course students, tips and tricks subscribers, YouTube audience, you name it. You and I interacted in some way, shape, or form. You're a founder and you get all kinds of benefits, as you can see down the right-hand side. I'm not going to go over all those again. Please keep in mind that none of what I talk about is tax, financial, legal, investment advice. It's your buddy G Dinero helping you increase your financial literacy to help put you and your family on that path to financial freedom. And before we go any further, a special thank you goes out to the following new members of the community. Ocean Discovery, who said, wow, this is a masterclass. This is what he was saying about the community. This is a masterclass. Thank you, G. I think this explanation alone is worth the price of admission. Where has this community been my entire life? Alex said, wow, G. Thanks for the input. Getting every dollar out of this service. DBAKA Dumb Surfer said, Gary, you're incredibly gifted thank you. You're incredibly gifted when it comes to breaking down trades and explaining options. Day 2, and I'm building knowledge around your lesson. Day 2, 2 days in the community. Guy's already building his knowledge. And finally, Ocean Discovery one more time said, thank you, G. I've noticed a lot less noise and panic, and as far as I can see, no scammers in the community. I totally understand and appreciate the pricing in here. It weeds out a lot of distractors. Love it already. So what I'm trying to show you is a feel for why this community is different. I didn't want everybody to join. It's not free. There is a fee. But I'm spending 3, 4, 5 hours a day in the community answering questions and making sure that people are learning, drawing out long scenarios, which I'm about to show you in a minute here to show you how well these folks are already building their knowledge. So again, special thank you goes out to Ocean Discovery, Alex, DB, aka Dumb Surfer, and of course, Ocean Discovery one more time. So let me dig in. Let me show you a little tour of the actual community. Here we go. Money. So here we are. This is what you land on when you first stop on the community. You land on the G Dinero Coaching Community homepage. The homepage is just a long feed of information. I mean, it's literally every post that comes through, one after another, after another, after another. Oh, there's Ocean Discovery's little quote that I took out of there, right? But it's just all kinds of things. So here's a few I want to land on, right? Here's where I'm sharing what my holdings are, what my portfolio allocations are. Once a week, I update this. Not so that you match mine, but so that you have some idea of where my holdings are, what percent of each holding I am right now, right? I compared it to Invest Answers, for instance, that he puts out on his in his community through his Patreon on a regular basis. Here are, somebody asked about a leap on Palantir. And this is the one I wanted to show you. I went in and I said, okay, this person said he's thinking about entering a leap on Palantir. He knows to buy calls on lows, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. A couple people are following it. I said, let me dig into this tomorrow. I'm watching my Florida Gators tonight, which of course they lost. But I'll do a breakdown tomorrow, likely getting a better time. There's likely a better time to buy leaps. Right now, it's probably a better time to buy shares, is what I told him. Then this was the long form answer that I gave him. This is what differentiates the community, guys, okay? I'm going to go through it quickly because I'm not going to sit here and go through the whole thing. I took the time to type it up. It took me about an hour and a half to generate this one response. But one response could help 100 people learn how to trade options. So it's well worth it, in my opinion, to take the time. So I put the chart down for Palantir, and I actually broke down some of the things that I saw on the chart. I put the Palantir option chain up right here. I went over the different leaps. I said, let's dig into just a handful of these. I said what it means that they're expensive right now. right? They're expensive. It's not the right time to buy. Again, it's not financial advice. I'm not telling him to buy or not buy. I'm just saying my analysis, it's not the right time to buy. They're way, way, way too expensive. And I said, let me show you by comparison a better time to have done it. Like when Palantir was $24 a share instead of almost $200 a share, right? And I understand hindsight's 2020. You can't go back. Anybody could be an armchair quarterback investor or trader. No. I'm saying I wouldn't buy right now. I would have bought then. Palantir wasn't on my radar at the time, but other things were. And I do have some very, very low cost basis and low strike price options because I bought them when the time was right. Not just because everybody thinks, oh, I need to buy options because somebody else is buying options right now, so I should, okay? So I went through and I broke it down and I said, had you spent about the same amount of money, right? He was looking to spend somewhere in the neighborhood up here of almost he was looking at one that was $6,000. So he was going to spend $6,000 on where was the one that on a 145 call. And I said, had you done it at the right time back in August of 2024, when Palantir was $24 a share, you could have purchased 10 of these 116, so January 16, 2026, Palantir $20 calls for about $83 a share or $8,300. So he was looking to spend $6,000, and I said you could have spent $8,000 about 16 months ago, and that $8,000 today would be worth $154,000. And when Palantir was at its all-time high of $222 a share, they were worth over $200,000. Are you freaking kidding me? How is this legal? So I broke it down when the timing would be better. And I concluded, would I buy leaps here? No. Am I buying leaps here? No. Will I buy leaps if it drops back down into a bear market? Damn sure right I will. And then I gave him bonus content, a little snippet about implied volatility and what all that means, right? And of course, his response to that was the one that you guys already saw about it being a masterclass. One lesson, said he paid for the entire price of admission. One lesson, guys. That's why I created the community. I could have done a one-on-one lesson with him and he would have maybe learned this and it would have taken me about an hour to explain it to him. Instead, I took an hour of my time, an hour and a half almost, to type up that big, long response and make it out to him. All right, so that's just a preview of one of the topics. We also have a welcome page. If you click on the welcome page, there's a video. It looks like it's me talking. It's actually John C., my business partner, who came in and did a great tour, a welcome, for once you've signed up. We've got guidelines in here, right? We got the rules, right? And so you got to be careful about the rules here. You don't want to be breaking the rules. So just some simple guidelines. Again, I just am not going to tolerate anything in here. I don't want whining. I don't want complaining. I don't want scammers in here. I don't want people shilling their own stuff in here. I don't want people sharing their own specifics about their financial situation, saying, oh, I have 10 Bitcoin and 100 Solana and this and that. I don't want any of that, right? If you think they're scamming here, just let me know. Send me an email and let me know. There is no DMing or personal messages in here. That's by design. That way you aren't going to get contacted by me in here and you're not going to get contacted by somebody else. It's just not designed to be that type of community. It's all out in the open because I'm out in this community on a regular basis. So I want it all out in the open. No, just the normal stuff, language. Guys, here's the deal. I'm just going to boot people. If for some reason I feel that you're out of line, I'm just going to boot you out of the community. And I know that sounds like harsh, but so far we haven't had any complaining. We haven't had any whining. We haven't had people raising fear through emotion and everything else. We've been in here learning, gaining knowledge, coaching, truly trying to help people increase their financial literacy, because the emotions and the whining and the complaining and all that, it doesn't do anything. It's not productive at all. All right. Some of my different social media links, et cetera, et cetera. All right. Continuing down, there's a frequently asked questions page, right? How to, when you dig in, what do you do? How do you sign in and out? How do you change your password? How do you change your name? That should be in here somewhere. I don't see it. I probably went right over it, scanned right over it. But we encourage you to go in immediately, that's on the welcome page, and change your name to something other than your real name, just to protect your identity, right? What's new? That's just what's coming. Well, the community is not new anymore. It's here. And coming soon, the G Tracker. That's the tracker app, right? I'll probably give you guys a little tour of that too. Why not? So the G Tracker app is a way for you to track your covered calls, a way for you to track your sold puts, a way for you to track synthetic longs, perp trades, and more, right? It also is going to notify you within the community in the future. Here are the different topics. So if I just click on all topics, this is a quick way to look and see. So you can see there's a couple of private ones right here. But you've got the rules. I already went over the rules with you. Upcoming schedule of live events, announcements, inspirational messages. Yeah, I throw an inspirational message in there every now and then. Maybe you want to follow that. Maybe you like to have a little bit of faith in your investing. Well, this weekend when I was at church, it was all about community. How crazy is that? 9 days after I launch a community, and the message at church was about community, right? And so also learning to appreciate. If you like to hear it instead of read it, I also have them recorded. Thank you, John C., for helping me with that. What to do when you don't know what to do, right? All these different things when you are facing adversity, which do we face that in investing? All the time, okay? So there's some inspirational messages. I give market summaries. I give trade alerts. I know so many people, that's the number one thing they want. The number one thing they should be looking in are the other ones: video replays, general chat and feed, stocks, crypto, options, and TradingView technical analysis and pair trading. Those are the ones that they should be paying the most attention to. These 6 that are on the screen right now. Why? That's where you're going to learn the most. Me putting out a trade alert doesn't help you learn anything. So I don't put out a ton of them. If you're looking for somebody to put out 6 or 8 trade alerts a day because you want to be part of a copy trading group, this isn't for you. But if you want to get into a long form discussion, so I'm just going to go into stocks. Let's see. I already showed you one in the options world. So let me come down here into bullish. Bullish is at an all-time low. Synthetic long for $40 is $1.20. Anyone have any thoughts on this company? I gave him my thoughts. I said that I thought Kathy Woods is one of the worst capital allocators on the planet right now. It's a little different than what other people feel about her. I know it's a little bit harsh, but hear me out, guys. If you look, she's averaged around 14 to 15% over the last 10 years. Or this other source says 14.5% over the last 10 years versus the S&P 500's 13.5%. But ARK is charging a 1% management fee. So if you think about it, you're better off just buying an S&P index fund than investing in ARK. And what did ARK buy? She sold Tesla and bought ETH, the trade desk, and Bullish. So she bought this ETH, ETF, the trade desk, and Bullish. To me, I think she's just throwing darts and seeing what sticks. That's my opinion, right? But I gave him a whole synopsis of why. Same thing, I gave him a little bit of some MicroStrategy, financial jujitsu, right? Building out. So all these questions that people have, I'm literally answering them right here. Here's MicroStrategy dilution debunked. And it was my buddy, Adam Livingston. I went ahead and shared his video in here so people could see it. It's public. It's right there on YouTube. But most of the world misses it while they're complaining about MicroStrategy. I'm doing something about it and going out and breaking down the numbers for you and giving you my take right here. A long take, okay? That's the kind of things that you're going to get here in this community, guys. It's a little different. You can tell how fired up I am. We're already up to almost 100 members, and it's been 10 days. We're averaging adding 8 to 10 members a day every day right now, okay? So if you want to be in the cool kids club, as I call it, this is the place to be to learn. It's very different than some of the other communities that are out there. It's not a copy trading group. It's not all about trade alerts. It's not all about reporting, the news. I don't go in depth into maybe which chain is the best as far as all the different cryptocurrency chains. I do a little bit of fundamental analysis, but I don't go super deep into that. I spend a lot of time on technical analysis and learning how to invest first and foremost, and then trade when appropriate. And oftentimes it's better to do less than more in the trading world. Let that one sink in for a second, all right? So I hope you found value in this tour today. That's it, guys. I hope you found a lot of value in the tour today. If you want to see more content like this, of course, like, subscribe, comment below. What'd you like best? What'd you learn? What questions might you have about the community? Let me just get them answered here. You probably want to know, how do you get in? Go to gdinerocoaching.com. Scroll down just a little bit, and there's a big button there that says join the community. Click on the button, bang, you're in. Please remember that our founder sale is going through the end of the month. So you've got about a half a month left, about 2 weeks left, to jump on that deal where you save $50 off the community. How much is the community? With the $50 off, it's $100 a month. $100 a month. Sounds like a lot, but you already saw people that said that it was worth the price of admission on day 2, or because of one answer I gave them, right? If I saved that person thousands of dollars from making a poor trade, that's a couple years. Right? $2,000, that's a couple years worth of being in the community. Imagine what'll happen over the next, 730 days minus, over the next 728 days, because they've been in for 2 days. Imagine what'll happen for the next 2 years minus 2 days, right? And they paid for it with not going into a poor trade, right? Keep that in mind. But I've got courses, and I've got the community, and I've got a few free videos on YouTube that I'm making right now. And guys, I'm G Dinero. I'm here to help you increase your financial literacy, to help put you and your family on that path of financial freedom. It is my mission. It is my purpose. I want people to learn, and I will not be satisfied until I've helped first hundreds, which I'm up to 700 and counting, thousands, which I have almost 3,000 subscribers now here on this YouTube channel. Thank you guys so much. And eventually tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, and millions of people increase their financial literacy. I want everybody on the freedom train, and I won't stop until they are. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you soon. Take care.
Yo, G Dinero in the house. Charge up, let's go. G Dinero, coach of the trade, stacking that green.